Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about dies. So this is a die, and it's basically a knife. It's a very, very sharp knife. And what it's used for is to cut leather and make you little pieces of leather that you need with the shape that you need and with the right holes that you need. So you can make hundreds of these. This really facilitates leather working. So this is called an acrylic die, and this specific one is made in China. How it works is that you have to design the shape, and I do that with Adobe Illustrator. And you send the people who make these, you send them a digital file with the exact shape. And based on that, they will create these things. And this one would cost maybe around $20 or $30, something like that. I use this to cut relatively thin pieces of leather, like 3-4 ounces, something like that. Now, if we're talking about heavy duty, take a look at this thing here. Now this is made of steel. It is made by Weaver in the United States. And this, to use this, you cannot use the hand press. You have to use a industrial hydraulic press, which I don't have. I have a friend that has one, and every time that I need to cut leather, I go to him with a big piece of sheet of leather, and I cut about 100, 200 pieces, 300 pieces that will serve me for a couple of months. I will try to explain why I prefer these types of dies, the transparent acrylic ones, over the wooden ones. If you Google leather dies, leather molds, you will see that there are many of these that are made of wood that are being sold. But I prefer the transparent ones, as the reason is I am very frugal with my leather, meaning that I like to make the most of it, not waste any leather. And with the transparent ones, you can really see the edges and really place your die before you press it down and cut, really place it accurately so that you don't waste any leather. And this is something that you cannot do with the wooden dies. So that's the reason that I prefer the transparent acrylic dies. Take a look at this thing here. This one is also acrylic, and this one I got not for cutting leather, but for cutting, I wanted to make my own cardboard packaging, but that's what it's for, to make cardboard packaging. But unfortunately I couldn't use this thing with my hand press. This one, it's just too big. It's just too big for the hand press. Guys, it is not really possible to talk about dies without mentioning the cutting boards, which are an essential part of the process. So as you can see, we've got many types and colors of cutting boards. This is not a professional cutting board. This is a very, very thin cutting board. And it's basically, I bought it in the supermarket, and it's basically used for cutting salad and potatoes, doing all kinds of kitchen cutting. And you can see the marks of the dies, the knives and the holes. And what happens, look how warped it is. If you look at it from the side, see how it warps over time. The material can just not withstand the pressure, and it warps. Look at this one, it's just exactly the same thing, it warps. Again, the cheap salad cutting board. This one is also a salad and bread cutting board, but it's a little bit thicker. So this will last you a little bit longer. This one is an ancient one. I've been probably using it for 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years. It broke, but believe it or not, I still use it. It's probably very good quality plastic. I still use it. I don't use it on the hand press. I use it for cutting leather manually with, I'll show you, you'll see that in another video. I'll do a different video on other methods of cutting leather. So you can buy professional cutting boards which are a lot thicker, maybe something like that, but they will cost you much more. I'm known as someone who likes to improvise and cut down on costs, so that's why I use these amateur unprofessional boards.